It's a Monday morning, and this resident of Aguda and Okeira are taken to the street in protest. Their grounds is the migration of the Okeira electricity feeder by Ikeja Electric from Band C to Band A. Discussed with that development, they said they wrote a letter to the Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Commission, LASEC, and followed it up with a petition to the Lagos State Commissioner of Police. 2 months after that effort, they are hitting the street in demonstration since their previous effort didn't yield the desired result.
They promised us, even the representative from the headquarters, they promised us that they will downgrade the feeder to Band C because we requested for Band C. They promised us by the ending of September they will downgrade us. Up to this moment, we could not see anything. Therefore, we decided that we should go and fight for our right.
The protest, which takes off from Oba, moves all the way to LASEC headquarters in Alausa, that placard voicing their demands. On the list of their complaints are persistent tariff hike and unstable power supply, which they claim is taking a toll on their finances and on their businesses.
They return Aguda 33 kVA to Band A, which we don't want. That's why we are doing the protest now. We have written a lot of letter. They have not got our request. We have sent letter to different offices. They have not got our request. We are tired of the hike in that payment. Band A is a scam. We hardly have like 12, 13 hours in a day. Buying 1,000 naira unit, if you give it to 4 units, we are tired.
We want them to take us back to Band C or Band B because you said that your system is buying Band B and you are collecting.
Good morning. We're glad to have you join us this hour on African News 24 TV for news and updates of events happening around the world. I'm Mary Adam. We'll begin in KOGI State, where 15 worshippers have been abducted during a service at the First Evangelical Church, Winning All, in Ayetoro, Kaba, Borno Council area of the state. According to eyewitness, terrorists invaded the church during a worship service, firing shots sporadically, making the congregants scamper to safety. In the panic, many worshippers fled, while at least 15 others were abducted. Eyewitness accounts for the killing of one of the worshippers by the assailants. This is the second such attack in the part of the state after the abduction of a cleric and 13 other worshippers late November in the Ejiba, Yagba West local government area. As part of efforts at combating insecurity, particularly in the northern part of the country, the Nigerian Air Force said it has conducted precision air interdiction missions at Daba Masara, a known-terrorist location in the southern Tumbons of Borno State, as part of ongoing efforts to disrupt terrorist activities and logistics. The operation, carried out on December 14, 2025, was executed by the air component of Joint Task Force Operation Hayden Kai. This is contained in a statement issued by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodame. Ejodame said the service coordinated intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions had earlier revealed repeated terrorist movements and a concentration of vehicles concealed on the vegetation, identifying the area as an active terrorist logistics hub. Still in security, the KAST State Directorate of the National Rotation Agency has been talking about a security awareness campaign which it launched across the border communities in the state. The State Director of the agency, Montari Lawasagam, spoke during the launch of the campaign in Jibia local government area of the state. According to him, the initiative aims to educate residents on cross-border crimes and mobilize them to complement government's efforts to curb insecurity. The campaign is projected to cover Jibia, Keita, Mashi, Mayadwa, Zango and Bauri local government areas. Lawasagem noted that criminals often sneak into the country during the festive periods using informal entry points in border areas, hence this initiative. Sometime in November, President Bola Tinubu ordered the recall of all policemen and women attached to VIPs. That was in a bid to aggregate the country's security operatives to combat the challenge at hand. That decision has been generating debate among Nigerians. African News 24 television correspondent Oyikosola Larakwe collated some of the reactions.
Amid growing security concerns across the country, the decision to withdraw police escorts attached to VIPs has sparked debate, with many Nigerians questioning the timing and safety of the move. On November the 23rd, 2025, President Bola Tinubu ordered the withdrawal of police officers attached as escorts to very important persons, VIPs, across the country. The president said the directive is part of efforts to combat rising insecurity in Nigeria, stressing the need to fully harness existing security assets before recruiting or deploying additional personnel. According to him, so many police officers are currently assigned to private individuals living communities and public spaces underprotected. The decision has, however, continued to attract mixed reactions from Nigerians, with some saying the decision has worsened the already bad situation.
Actually, I see it as a two-way solution, because the Nigeria that we all know is very volatile. Ordinary citizens have been kidnapped on a daily basis, not to talk of the very important personnel, the VIPs. To me, I don't agree to that.
To have maybe 20 officers assigned to maybe a particular person, I think they should just limit it. But to totally withdraw the security from VIP, I don't think is right.
While opposing a total withdrawal, some Nigerians support reduction in the number of police escorts assigned to VIPs.
I don't think that is the problem of Nigeria. It is the only thing Nigeria needs is for them to employ more security to take care of every person in Nigeria.
What's the VIP?
Not the VIPs.
As the debate continues, Nigerians are calling on the authorities to adopt a balanced approach that improves security for everyone while addressing concerns over the deployment and the misuse of police personnel. Oyinkosola Alarakwe, African News 24 TV.
Let's head to the court, where the Supreme Court has affirmed the constitutional power of the president to declare a state of emergency in any state where there's tendency of descent into chaos and anarchy or a breakdown of law and order. The Apex Court affirms that the president has the power to suspend elected officials for a limited duration. On a split decision of 6-1, the court upholds the president's legal authority to proclaim a state of emergency. Delivering the lead majority judgment, Justice Mohammed Idris held that Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution empowers the president to adopt extraordinary measures to restore normalcy where a state of emergency has been declared. The judgment follows a suit by the state governed by the People's Democratic Party to challenge the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu for a period of 6 months. Welcome back. And on business, Nigeria's headline inflation rate has eased for the 8th consecutive month, with the latest data showing a further slowdown in November. Figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics indicate that inflation fell by 1.6% points month on month, driven largely by moderation in food prices. The latest decline suggests easing price pressures across the economy following several months of persistent high inflation. Nigeria has faced a prolonged cost of living crisis in recent years, as soaring prices have strained household budgets across Africa's most populous nation. Consumer inflation peaked at nearly 35% in December last year, before beginning to fall after the National Bureau of Statistics revised its inflation base year and adjusted the weighting of items in its consumer price basket. The Central Bank of Nigeria last month said that it expects inflation to continue to decline as it keeps its benchmark interest rate unchanged. Nigeria's exports to African countries surged to 4.9 trillion naira in the third quarter of 2025, almost doubling the 2.49 trillion naira recorded in the same period last year, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The growth, representing a 97.2% year-on-year increase, underscores Nigeria's expanding intra-African trade, driven largely by petroleum and manufactured products. Analysts say this trend aligns with broader regional integration efforts, including the African Continental Free Trade Area, which has enhanced market access for Nigerian goods across the continent. While exports to African markets rose sharply, shipments to traditional partners like the United States and India declined by more than 50% in the same period, reflecting global trade challenges and new tariffs. Experts note that the surge in region exports highlights Nigeria's ongoing push to diversify its trade portfolio and reduce dependence on Western markets. On the foreign scene, the death toll from a shooting at Sydney's Bondi Beach has risen to 15, with 27 others hospitalized. Australian authorities have confirmed the incident as a terrorist attack targeting Jewish Australians. Victims range from the age of 10 to 87, including a Holocaust survivor who was killed while shielding his wife from gunfire. One of the eyewitnesses who intervened and wrested a weapon from one of the attackers has been identified as Ahmed Al-Ahmed, whose refugee parents recently arrived in Australia from Syria, drawing widespread praise for his bravery. Australian authorities have identified the suspects as a father and son, 50-year-old Saeed Akram and his 24-year-old son Naveed Akram. The young suspect was born in Australia while his father migrated to the country in 1998 and was killed at the same. Welcome to sports. Nigeria's preparation for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations gathered momentum as 22 players arrived at Super Eagles camp ahead of upcoming fixtures and training sessions. The early arrival signaled the start of focused build-up, with the technical crew keen on assessing fitness levels, tactical shape, and team chemistry as preparation intensifies. Training activities are expected to gradually ramp up as more players join the camp in the coming days. Officials said the phased arrival is in line with the team's schedule, allowing coaches to begin preliminary drills while awaiting the full squad. Attention will be on blending experienced internationals with new faces as the Eagles fine-tune strategies for the AFCON campaign. More arrivals are anticipated, setting the stage for a full-strength camp as Nigeria steps up its push towards AFCON 2025. In entertainment, the Federal Road Safety Corps has ordered the prosecution of popular TikToker Habib Amzat, popularly known as Pella, over a road traffic crash linked to a video showing him live streaming while driving. The Corps Marshal, Shehu Mohammed, disclosed this in a statement issued by the FRS's spokesperson, Olusegun Ogungbemide, where he strongly condemned the growing trend of reckless road use among celebrities and social media influencers. Mohammed described live streaming and content creation while driving as unlawful and highly dangerous, warning that such conduct could have resulted in loss of lives. He stressed that fame does not grant immunity from the law and that engaging in distracted driving violates traffic regulations and undermines national efforts to reduce road crashes and fatalities. Meanwhile, Davido and Omalay's collaboration with You has topped Spotify's list of the most shared Nigerian songs in 2025, reaffirming the track's song resonance with listeners across the country. The announcement was made as part of Spotify's 2025 Wrapped Data for Nigeria, which highlighted music sharing patterns across digital platforms. According to the streaming platform, the song recorded the highest number of forwards and reposts in both private and public online spaces. Spotify stated that the widespread sharing of With You reflects how Nigerians increasingly use music as a tool for social connection and emotional expression. Rihanna's Phone ranked second on the list, gaining significant traction on Snapchat and Instagram, while Burna Boy's Love secured the third position, circulating widely across Snapchat, Instagram, Stories, and WhatsApp, while Lawrence Oyo's Favor placed fourth. No Turning Back 2 by Gaze Baba featuring Lawrence Oyo completed the top 5. And that will be all on this bulletin on African News 24 TV. Thank you for staying tuned. Please stay connected with us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget to visit our website at africannews24.ng for the latest updates to stay informed and ahead. I'm Mary Adam. It's bye for now.